Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3. Back with another kicking graphic novel review. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing several Venom books now. Because I fucking love Venom. He's my favorite Marvel character. Hero, villain, anything. All around favorite Marvel character. So I'm gonna be doing some Venom stuff for a little bit. Getting back into the Venom. I've already reviewed several Venom books, including Edge of Venomverse. If you haven't seen Edge of Venomverse, you should probably go watch it, because today's book is Venomverse, which you already knew because you clicked on this video. So yeah, Venomverse. I wanted to have a cool little setup for this video, so here's some Venoms. I know one's a Spider-Man, but he's wearing the symbiote, so. Yeah, Venomverse. I'll read the back of the book for you. Everyone's favorite symbiote goes from bad to Venomverse, whatever that means. During a routine battle with Jack-O-Lantern, Eddie Brock is transported to a far-off world where he learns a terrible truth. A deadly species called the Poisons have emerged, and they're hunting Venoms. Trapped on the planet's surface with a ragtag band of symbiotically enhanced heroes, Eddie has no choice but to mount a counteroffense and hope to find a way home. But the Poisons campaign is relentless, and Spider-Man is the first to fall. Deadpool has an idea how to stop them. It's so crazy, it just might work. What a cliche. But when Venom thinks of his own long-shot plan, it's either be a miracle or an absolute... It'll either be a miracle or an absolute bloodbath, my bad. Speaking of bloodbaths, did anyone ask for carnage? It's venomized heroes against poisoned heroes in a battle for symbiotic survival. I feel like that read-up might actually say a little too much. I'm glad I didn't read the back of this before I read the book, because it actually revealed a couple things that would probably have made pretty good surprises. For example, Spider-Man getting absorbed by the Venoms and becoming this mofo. His action figure's out now, which is pretty cool. And also Carnage coming into it. But I'll explain all that now. So, Venom's fighting Jack-O-Lantern. He, like, cripples him. But he's not going to kill him because Jack-O-Lantern's too popular as a Venom adversary. He has been since Agent Venom stuff, Rick Remender, which I've reviewed, so check that out. I reviewed all but the last volume at this point, so... I've reviewed all of Rick Remender, but I haven't reviewed all of Agent Venom, and I haven't gotten to Space Venom yet. But he cripples Jack-O-Lantern, and then he gets sucked through a dimensional portal into a different New York that's barren and destroyed, and there's no one around, and then this little albino-looking kid tries to come up to him, and Eddie's like, let me help you, kid, but a shield flies by and busts the kid's head open, and then a symbiote Captain America's like, that's not a kid, it's a creature called a poison, and it's using this psychic projection to fool you into thinking it's something else, but it's not. It's a fucking cretin. And then he takes him to a whole hideout with all kinds of Venoms. So it's Eddie Brock Venom and Captain America Venom teaming up with several other Venoms, including Black Panther Venom, Scott Lang Ant-Man Venom, Ronnie, or is it Ronnie or Robbie? That Ghost Rider Venom, Spider-Man Venom, Mania, Old Man Logan Venom, the Mary Jane Venom from Renew Your Vows, Agent Venom, X-23 Venom from, that was in Edge of Venomverse and stuff, Rocket Raccoon Venom, and Deadpool Venom. I guess the Gwenpool Venom from Edge of Venomverse, I think she got absorbed, because later there is a Gwenpool poison. And then they explain to him what the poisons are. They are the perfect hosts for the symbiotes. When a poison touches a symbiote, it completely fuses with the symbiote, but only if the symbiote already has a host, because they need the nutrients from the host to metabolize their fusion with the symbiote to become one perfect being with one consciousness. But they also absorb personality traits and memories from the host. So they get all the hosts' superpowers, they get all the hosts' like martial arts and magic knowledge. It's really cool. And they all look really cool, too. They're like spiky and armored looking and real white, and they just look real nice. But then a Hulk poison shows up who followed them there, swiftly kills the Agent Venom, which is too bad because I really like Agent Venom. And then the Spider-Man and the regular Venom go running out, fight a Doc Ock poison, and then the fucking another one of the poisons appears as Aunt May and absorbs Spider-Man. Wah wah. But at least we got a cool action figure out of it. For real, he's the best one in that Marvel Legends wave. And I will be reviewing him if I haven't already. So I might have already. I don't know. Fuck me. But then some of the other ones show up and they're all fighting, and Captain America's been taken hostage, and they turn him into a poison. Pretty crazy stuff. And so they fight off the Spider-Man, and they run away from him, and they head to a safe house. All kinds of crazy stuff. And it turns out the head poison in charge is a Doctor Doom poison. Really cool. Really, really cool. And then the Deadpool actually, after they get to the safe house, gives himself up to the poisons to be absorbed. He and his symbiote. And I predicted this from the very, very beginning, that Deadpool's insanity helped his consciousness, when it was absorbed, stay on the side of the Venoms, and then he betrayed the poisons later on to help the Venoms, which I completely predicted from the beginning. But that's what happened. Deadpool poison was pretty cool looking. Actually looks better than Venom poison. Look at this mofo. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. But yeah, so, you know, Doctor Strange, with his Venom symbiote, is the one that's been bringing all these Venoms to the dimension to fight the poisons. He was the one that first discovered their threat. And then the regular Eddie Brock Venom is like, I have an idea. And his idea is to fucking have Doctor Strange summon a Carnage, a frickin' Cletus Cassidy, to kill the poisons. And after they fight Carnage, some poisons show up, and Carnage can cut through them really easily, which the Venoms can't because the poisons have adapted to the Venoms. And it doesn't really explain well why the poisons can't and don't even try to absorb Carnage. It's like they aren't sure what he is, but they keep boasting that they're the best hosts for the Clintar symbiotes, but Carnage is a Clintar symbiote. I mean, I know he's different from other symbiotes, but maybe it's because he is already perfectly bonded to his host, Cletus Cassidy. Like, Cletus can survive as just a head or just a symbiote. So maybe that's the reason, because Cletus has already bonded with his symbiote because, in a way that the poisons do in similarity. But they don't say that. That's just a fucking fan theory I have. And I think it's a pretty good one. I just thought of it on the spot right here. So Carnage really beats the shit out of him, kills the Iron Fist one real quick. And then they decide to launch an attack on the main ship and try to get Doctor Strange back, because the poisons have been wanting them to mount this offense all along so that they'll have more Venoms to absorb. It's like they have just been feeding the poisons with their war. The war is what the poisons wanted the entire time, which they play it off like that's a big reveal, but I mean, it's something the audience could have guessed easily. And I'm sure many did. But yeah, so they try to interrogate the Gwenpool poison, who I'm sure is the one from Edge of Venomverse who's been absorbed. Poor Gwenpool. I actually loved her solo title. And I'll be reviewing her solo title on here as well. So they're interrogating her. She won't tell them anything because the Hive loyalty goes beyond any known loyalty. And the Deadpool shows up and kills her, and then he's like, I'll betray him for you. So he does that, and he acts like he's on the poison side and drags Carnage back to their base so they can dissect him and figure out how to absorb him. And Deadpool lets all the others in and kills the Captain America and all this stuff. There's a big fight going down. Others die, like the Ant-Man dies, and etc. And then Doctor Strange, after Venom fights the Spider-Man, sends them all back to their own dimensions. The few remaining Venoms that are left get sent back to their own dimensions. And Doctor Strange is so weak at this point that the magic just eats him up. It just destroys him. So neither of them get Doctor Strange, but at least the Venoms got sent home. And then at the end, the Doctor Doom poison flies on a ship to this cosmic place and presents himself to Poison Thanos, who is the leader of all the poisons. So you know the poison stuff isn't over. My next review will more than likely be Venom X-Men Poison X, which is the next step in the poison saga with Venom. And then I will also be doing Venomized after that, which is the end of it. But I'll probably wait to read those on my vacation or something. Oops. Sorry. So, yeah, that's it. Venomverse is really good. One of the things I also really liked about Venomverse is it wasn't as big of an event as Spider-Verse, because Spider-Verse was really good and much more intricate and complicated than Venomverse. But Spider-Verse was also really expensive to read, because you had to buy a shit ton of tie-ins and stuff. Venomverse has no tie-ins. You just read Edge of Venomverse, and then you read Venomverse. Fuck. Edge of Venomverse is actually optional. It's just backstories for certain Venoms. It's just for fun. It's totally optional. You don't have to read Edge of Venomverse if you want to read Venomverse. I mean, I would recommend it because it's way more fun, and I just fucking love Venom stuff. But you can read Venomverse by itself with nothing else, and it'll make complete sense. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. As I said, more Venom reviews and Marvel reviews coming at you soon. I know I've been doing a lot of DC lately, so I'm going to try to get more Marvel and stuff like that coming your way. So that's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.